Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Go ahead, follow that prompt to hit your like, subscribe, notification bell. We have a lot to get into. Today is brought to you by Money Moves, where we are doing options for dummies. We are all learning together, and we will be earning together. Whenever the market is low, it's time to learn. Okay, let's go right into it. S&P 500 is little changed as traders await big tech earnings trade deals. All right, so there's a lot going on. The market took off this morning, came up in the pre-markets, kind of drifted down, and at the time of filming this, just 10 minutes before, it was fighting back. I got a few notes here I want to talk to you guys about. Right, first we got here. Let's just start at the top. The S&P 500 both took a midday dip. I'll show you that. I don't know where it is now. We'll check in a minute as it try to regain strength with Nvidia dragging it down. Tesla and Nvidia were dragging the stock market down. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here, and you see Nvidia stock falls as China's Huawei reportedly. You can see this, the AI chip. So I'm going to play the video for you. I want you to listen. Now, Huawei was also Apple's competition when it comes to cell phones, and now Nvidia as it pertains to the chips. Take a listen to this.
The Chinese company Huawei is developing an AI chip it believes can compete with NVIDIA's H100. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. For a closer look at the chip sector, I want to bring in Brian Colello. He is Morningstar's equity strategist. Brian, great to speak with you this morning. Talk to me about this potential competition coming in from China, specifically Huawei here. To what extent is that a real headwind for NVIDIA?
Oh, I think the headwind is in place, and I think it's pretty much game over for NVIDIA in China. I think the ban of the H20 was probably the final straw of NVIDIA being able to sell anything halfway decent into China, and I would expect that Huawei's products will probably be higher quality than the older products that NVIDIA has been shipping, or the H20, if not today, then at some point in the near future. So I do think NVIDIA's pretty much cut off, and I do think of NVIDIA from here on out as much more of a developed market story. There's still plenty of growth in the US, Europe. So I'm much more focused on those markets at this point.
So as you heard, this gentleman believes that it's done in China and that it will focus on American markets, which could be the truth, all right? But remember, the threat against ChatGPT, these type of things are going to pop up when it pertains to as it pertains to AI. Now, we don't know what could happen with that. I'm not telling you to go run and sell all your Nvidia, but this is a downward pressure because Nvidia does a lot in China, right? So they're just trying to expand more here, which means higher costs. So you figure it out for yourself. I'm working with stop losses on my Nvidia, but I am heavily invested in the Qs. Like I've been saying, I sold some of my Tesla and a big chunk of Tesla and Nvidia, and I rolled it over into the Qs. Now, a third of the S&P will be reporting earnings this week. Okay, I'm just going to go right down the list here because it's so much going on. So a third will be reporting earnings this week, including, you can see here, earnings are at the height of the week. Look at that, 180 S&P 500 companies expected to report quarterly financial results. Big tech leads the way with Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Lilly, Coca-Cola. You see all of these, Chevron, which is oil. You see all of these big tech companies. You saw it, good people, 180. So more than a third will be reporting, big tech will be reporting this week. Now, we're going to talk about that right now. Let's just talk about that right now. Listen, what the market is going to be looking for as it pertains to big tech is forward earnings or forward guidance, should I say. Forward guidance, not earnings, not just earnings, but guidance. Now, you guys saw what happened to Tesla, right? Tesla bombed. Tesla's earnings were down like 71%. But why did Tesla run up? because of forward guidance. Here's some of the things that was said. Elon said he was going to spend less time at Doge. He's going to spend more time at Tesla, right? That's forward guidance. That's talking about the future. He also was talking about the robotaxis, the advancements the company is making, the $30,000 Tesla. So everything in the future, he's painting a bright picture for those of you that don't understand what forward guidance is. So that is more important now because of the tariff wars. A lot of companies are pulling back. Some of our consumables are saying they're threatening empty shelves. So we got a back and forth of what's expected now. And now what's ramping up now is talks again of recession. Okay? Now let's talk about Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. And on Sunday, he said he spoke with his Chinese counterpart, right? So he was on CNBC this morning, and this is what he said.
You know that there's a lot of questions. We just mentioned China. Let's start with China. Where are we with China? Are there negotiations? Was there a phone call with President Xi and President Trump?
Joe, Treasury Secretary does a lot of things. Running the White House switchboard into one of them. So all aspects of government are in contact with China, and in terms of trade negotiations, we'll see where this goes. But as I've repeatedly said, that I believe that it's up to China to de-escalate because they sell 5 times more to us than we sell to them. And so these 125, 145% tariffs are unsustainable.
So now he says that he's been saying it since last week that these 145% tariffs are unsustainable. But we set that tariff. Of course, it wasn't just a hard set. It was it was a reaction to an action. And so here we are with the tariff wars. Okay. So I want you to focus on 2 things this week: earnings, and then jobs after that. I want you to focus on forward guidance on earnings. Look at the company that you are invested in and look at the forward guidance. That's number 1. Number 2, conversations between the White House and China, all right? And then number 3, which I think is important, the president has what's called a 100-day report card that every president go through, right? And they are kind of judged on that. The current president's report card on the first 100 days is not good. And so a lot of times, and this may be positive for the market, they try to do things to, lower the price of eggs, lower gas prices, and boost the economy, right? And boost the stock market. So because those are the bragging points of the first 100 days of any president. So this has nothing to do with just this sitting president. So let's see how that plays in, right? But we also have some negative news dragging on the market as a lot of people are talking about recessions. So travel is expected to be down. There's a lot of layoffs going on in Las Vegas, or lost wages, as I say. And then you got the mega caps. And if their forward guidance come down, that's not going to be good for the market. That's not going to be good. So there's things you got to look at if a recession is coming. And that's job loss, a weakening housing market, slowing down of that, okay? A pullback on advertising spend. So you look at companies like Google and Meta. If they pull back on their advertising spend, that is a sign that the market and the economy is in trouble. And of course, declining GDP. Okay, so those are the things I want you to concentrate on. I don't want to go into a lot. We know that Bitcoin went up to 95K this morning, cooled off, right? And now it's still at 94. We know all of that. So there's other news, but I don't want to front end this and with a lot of different things. We need to keep our eye on the prize. So right now it's earnings with a third of the S&P reporting this week. Big tech, okay? Mega caps, big tech. We want to keep our eye on that. We want to keep our eye and ears on the deals, any potential deals between China and America. Someone has to be the bigger and sit down and open up the table. And then the president will be speaking, and he will be judged as far as a report card on the first 100 days. Let's see if anything positive comes out of that. And so now we can find out where to put our money. Come join us, good people. Money Moves. This is where we are learning and earning. Listen, and in closing, I want to say this. This is just not about me pushing this, okay? This is about me trying to help a lot of people that are beginners, right? And people that don't know anything about options, which is most of us. But a lot of us just got in and we learned how to do an option, but we don't understand what we're doing. We know how to do a call and a put, but we really don't understand candle patterns and candles and the stuff we need. I will always be a believer that we need to study when we get a break or a downtrend in the market. That's the time to be studying. So I pulled back on doing options calls in Money Moves so we could learn and earn, so I can teach you what I know and you can be a better investor as it pertains to options, right? And then we can all earn together. So that's what I did. I pulled back. So for those of you that's saying, hey, where are those hot plays? They're coming, but you'll be better prepared. And that is Money Moves, which will be the top link below. All right, good people. As you can see, I'm dressed real casual. I'm about to work out. And I'm going to then work out on the class. That's where I will be concentrating this week. I think I'm going to wind up posting just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of this week because I want us to be fully loaded. So when this is over, we will be glad that we took this time to buckle down and study so we can make great earnings. All right? Great gains, should I say. I love you guys. Looks like I'll be seeing you Wednesday. Make sure you check out the pinned comment below. Make sure you check out the top link below, and we'll see you Wednesday.